So we're getting close now to getting the wing off. Now you'll notice obviously on this side I've actually taken the wing side off, and that was because I wanted to inspect the footwell box to decide whether or not we're doing a bulkhead removal, replacement or repair. So after the whole weekend of debating what to do, initially I was going to do both because I thought that would be great for the channel. I'll do the repairs and everything, and then 6 months down the line we'll do the bulkhead. But there is probably more work in repairing this bulkhead than there is replacing it, and everybody in the comments was right. It's going to add value to the vehicle. The only bit that's letting the vehicle down is the bulkhead. The chassis is brilliant, so why not make it all brilliant? And that's what we're going to do. So the bulkhead is coming out. So what I've done is I've obviously had to remove a few ancillaries from the wing. I've left the inner wing on there because there should only be now these two screws in here that connect to the old bulkhead footwell box. So just these two here. Now we've got a little bit of wiring to remove as well, only to the lights though. So we're still free to cut as many wires as we want because the battery's disconnected. So this blue wire here feeds the other headlight. Whether that's right or not, I don't know, but we're going to cut that. So this is now an independent loom. So we're going to bring that over the wing. And that's it as far as wiring goes. The only thing now holding this on is this bolt up the top here. Now the problem is, oh no, it's come free because it's all corroded. I don't know if you're like me, but when you do a job like this, you just don't want to put the old nuts and bolts back on. I don't anyway. I really want to make sure that someone can tell we've gone the whole hog. Right, let's see if this is loose. What have I not done? Our bonnet release cable. If I cut it right next to it, it should still be able to get it on again. There we go. Right, wing now should come off. There we go. Wow, look at all that lovely working space. Okay. Gives us all the space we need now to remove brake cylinder and the clutch cylinder and the steering column bracket. That's probably tomorrow's job. Let's do the other wing and see how we get on. Come on.
Jesus. You're not left of that car soon.
It just doesn't want to come off. That one. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. A lot of it's got the fact that it's carrying all this weight. It's just a combination of sweat, darkness, and wearing glasses that isn't a good combo. Look at that. Look at the state of me. Knackered. That little shitty bolt. Right. I think we're free. No? Now what? Oh, there we go. It's easy, but the bolts are old and issued, so that's why it's not that easy. Do you know what though? Everything's done for a reason, because now everything's so accessible. I can treat the frame, I can get that all waxed all nicely, can go into all the bushes and everything, and the turrets are more exposed, much easier to get to because I'm going to be replacing the shocks. It's got some old Delphis on there. We're obviously going to be putting the new old man emus on the front like we did on the rear, and probably replace the springs. So it's great that I can do all that together. And this pipe work, I need all new silicone hoses. Oh God, that is just so weak. Look at this. How soft and collapsed is that? So there's a good chance that's going to be sucking itself inwards. So that needs replacing. So does that one. So does that one. In fact, probably just do them all because they look hideous. Right, obviously we fitted the new rad down in Norfolk before we drove it up. Our intercooler is looking a bit sweaty. There's a lot of oil residue and we do want more boost from this engine. So with the silicone hoses and that, I think that's going to make a difference. Whether the turbo's all right or not, we're going to probably whip that off and have a look as well. I'm going to go for a new one of these. Just a regular one, nothing fancy. Woo! I just want the gun to have its moment, just to prove that you're not useless. There we go. Thank you. I don't even drink and I can't get it in the hole. Right. So I think what I'm going to do now is have a quick go at getting this intercooler off. I mean, there's no way this is... it's got to be the original hose. Right. So I'm glad we got this off. That is completely useless as an intercooler hose. It's just so soft. Yep, pretty rotten that. So this is Dinitrol rust converter. Okay, let's find ourselves an intercooler. Right, I forgot to film that, but literally it just slotted straight in and I bolted the top down. So it's all buttoned up. These are the hoses we've got. So these are Terra Firma silicone hoses. I've chosen these not only because of the brand and the quality, but also the colour. I'm not a super fan of blue in an engine bay. Don't know why, just prefer black. So that's what we're going to go for. So I need to get some Jubilee clips to hold them on, and we're already making good progress. This pipe is about 80 quid, so we're going to keep the old one. Every time I say something like that, it's because we're putting a new bulkhead on. I've got to save pennies now, so we can't go for fancy parts where not necessary. It's fairly dry in there, to be fair. So I'm going to give this a clean up and a paint, and then we'll get our hoses on. It is nice to put new things on your car, but sometimes you've got to stick to the budget. Now, to be fair, this would be the perfect thing to Raptor. Unfortunately, I haven't got the need to break out a tub of Raptor at the moment, so we're just gonna do it old school. Again, got some rust converter. Creates a nice seal once it's reacted. I have painted our pipe with some stone chip, so hopefully that'll withstand the heat, but that can go back on when it's all dry. I'll just put my hand on it. Anyway, it's got a nice finish. I'm going to use a bit of silicone spray on here just to help it slide in. Oh yeah. That's good. Okay, so there we go. That's a much better fit. I've got all the logos sticking out as well. What a tart, never mind, but they still look nice. So that is a good upgrade. Now, I have been stressing out a little bit about this wiring. So I think to get access to the wires more easily, we're going to do the removal of the clutch pedal reservoir, the brake servo, get all of that out the way. Then I'm going to remove the airbox as well, and this feed pipe. That will give us loads of room to sort of work out the best option for the wires. So we're going to crack on with this now and start stripping it away. I know I've got to remove the mount here onto the bulkhead, which is going to be easier said than done, but we'll have a go at that first and then we'll start stripping away, just chipping away bit by bit. Right, we've got our steering wheel off, our control column off as well. I've taken the ignition barrel off, which was around there, which we are going to be replacing. We've got a notch in there for our steering lock, so we can do that. But you can just see, which I didn't notice, in here, it's actually designed to be rotated so that this bar here can go through. So we've now got to just free off this. That's the nut. There you go. It'd be nice just to give these all a really nice clean up, wouldn't it? And get them black again, because although they're fairly, well, they're very robust cast, it would be nice for them not to be brown. And this spline here has got a groove in it for this bolt as an emergency. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. So you've got to get that out before you tap it. Now it should come off easily. Yeah. And there we have it, and you can see there we've got a little groove inside where that bolt will go into. So I'm going to put this pinch bolt back into our collar. Now we've freed off this bracket here, pretty much. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, then I'm rotating that, and through we go. Right, apologies if you didn't see that. I just basically unbolted this and it's come free, just slid out, no problem. Just need to get this air filter box off. Right, this bracket actually that's holding this air intake is mounted to the chassis, so they're going to have to come off. Some long bolts going through the chassis holding this bracket on, and I want it off. It's holding the bulkhead as well. Wow, that was lucky. Now that's supporting quite a lot of the bulkhead, I think. So there we go, some big spacers. Right, I had some big washers, penny washers, behind that bracket. And then now, right, I've cut those off from the inside, so now this is free. Nice. There we go. Okay. And we've got another little spacer in there, so I mustn't forget that. We're just going to check that we haven't got any splits. No. So that can be cleaned up and used again. Brilliant. Right, so we're now in a really good spot. So it's filthy in there, and we are going to clean it tomorrow. What I need to do is start to free this wire cluster here. We've got the wiring loom out, so it wasn't too bad. A lot of block connectors at the front here, and I just removed one from the heater glow plugs. So everything's pulled through, which is brilliant. I've marked everything, and we've got it all matched up. So we've still got quite a lot to do to get the bulkhead out. We've got to take the floors out in the front, we've got to take the windscreen out. We've got two big bolts, obviously, that go through into the main sills. They are going to be hard work to get out. But today, I think what we'll try and do, if we can, is get the windscreen out. I think that, and the floors possibly, so we're going to have a crack at that now. Now the difficulty is, normally, you'd be able to just lift the roof up and out the way, and then this would pop out. But because this is all rigid and it's custom built, we can't do that. Now there are two little pins that drop into the bulkhead here off this frame. So as long as we can just get just enough to lift it up and out, we'll be okay. So first thing is we'll take these window blocks off. We've got 5, 6 captive bolts at the top. So we need to run through those, and then we should be able to take the frame out. Then that block should come off the front there. Put that in that. Right, I'm just going to score the other half of this windscreen at the top. Is there a bolt there? No.
No.
Is there one on that side?
Yes. Got your little...
There you go.
Oh.
Right, all it's happening is it's just catching like on this little ridge here. So if you can get it off that.
Tiny gap. Right, if you're going to get that side, so I think.
It's not going, is it? Yes!
Yep.
Well done. It's not ideal, but that's the only way we can do it. And then it will lift out, but it's going to be kind of semi-stuck. Oh, yes!
Yeah.
Oh, wow, look at that. There's no foam seal in there. There should be a foam seal. They've just lashed it with silicone. Somehow, we have managed to make some serious progress here. So, removed the floors, removed the gearbox housing, the bell housing, and the mounting plate on here. Everything is pretty flexible. You can see there, look. So, literally, I've just got to take this sill off here, and then we've got the bolts that hold the bulkhead in, and she's off. That is very surprising. It really is. I thought it'd be a lot more work. Okay, this is the moment of truth. So, I've got to knock, we've got the bolt off the end of that. So I'm just going to tap this through here. Like that. Ooh. Okay. One big bolt. Now, there is a chance I've forgotten to undo something. Let's just give it a little wiggle and see what happens. Right. There you go. Right, we're off. Other side. Yes, well done. Okay, you stay that side. If I pull it this way, you lean that foot well on there. Ready? Oh, hang on.
Ah, cable up.
There we go. Ready? Okay. Oh God, what's it on? Oh! Look at that. So we were just snagging on here. That's probably me being a bit lazy. I could have removed that, but it's fine. Reese. Okay. Well, I thought I'd wrap the video up by giving the old bus a really good clean. So we've got a bit of TFR in there first, now we've got some snow foam. Let it soak in, jet wash it, and then we're going to dry it out with the airline, let it sit in the sun for a bit, and then I'm going to put some body schultz on the chassis rails and around the axles and stuff while I've got really good access. I think that should be just the thing it needs before we put the new bulkhead in. So now that I've given the chassis a good clean up and it's dry, I'm going to put some rust converter on there before we put the schultz, just on the brown bits really. So this is the shuts that I've used on the chassis. I really like this stuff because it dries out. It doesn't stay greasy and oily, so you can still work on the vehicle after it's been put on. Overnight that's dried up a treat, and it's just given really good protection. And obviously we put the rust converter on any bits that we thought were a bit suspect, and so that chassis should now last another good few years without needing any attention. So hopefully now we are going to be getting our bulkhead today, and we've chosen something a little bit unusual. I'm going to show you that in the next video, which will be coming out next week when we actually get the new bulkhead installed and get all the ancillaries on, clean everything up, and then we're really on to getting it rebuilt. Now I've ordered all the trim and the boards for the body, and they'll be here hopefully in the next couple of weeks as well. So there's plenty to come back to, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything, it just means you'll be notified when the next video comes out. Now as always, all the parts that we fit to our project vehicles on this channel are provided by lrparts.net. That's who I work for, and I can tell you they have an amazing stock level of stuff for your Land Rovers. So if you're thinking of doing a project, or if you're in the middle of a project, you need parts, do give lrparts.net a look. Go to the website and check it out. We've also got a sales team on the phone and a chat, so if you've got any questions, you're not quite sure what parts you need, you want some advice, just hook those guys up. They quite often will come to me as well, and I'll basically give them an answer on some queries on your behalf, and sometimes I'll even get in touch with you myself. So if you have got any questions, lrparts.net is definitely the place to go. So we ship worldwide, and hopefully we'll be helping you with your next project. Oh, and I almost forgot, if you order from lrparts.net right now, you will receive free of charge one of these exclusive little spanners. Now I've designed this so it's got a ring spanner 10mm at one end, an open end spanner 30mm on the other, because at the end of the day they're the two sizes you're only going to need if you've got a Land Rover. So you'll get this free. We've got 10,000 of them, so there's plenty to go around, but they'll probably only last about a month and a half. So get your order on lrparts.net and receive your free spanner. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you very soon on the next one.